giving up the love of duality. So when we love the truth, our words are true. When we align to the absolute truth, when we are absolutely aligned to that absolute truth, it is from where all the problems that us as human beings experience begin to dissolve, and it is the only solution to all of our problems to be dissolved. Now, this has a lot to unpack in it, because we can easily say, yes, let us let go of these emotions, let us detach from emotions, let us detach from these thoughts. I am not these thoughts, I am not these emotions. Thus, yes, we can surrender that and let go of emotions and thoughts. But it is a totally different story in relation to our nervous system. Unfortunately, it's not so easy to simply say, I let go of this or let go of that. Because within the nervous system is where the biggest hack is. Our nervous system, the wiring system, is what has been hijacked by ignorance, by darkness, which means ignorance, and thus the birthing to the love of duality has risen. And that became the norm for people to live by, to be aligned with and by the greatest attachment, but it's even deeper than attachment. It is ingrained, it is wired up so deep in the nervous system that every human being walking on earth is literally off. Everyone is off the ultimate, absolute alignment with divine. Because of this great attachment towards this love that humans have towards duality. And as I said, it is not as easy to simply say, I let go of this or that, because it's way, way deeper than you think. So, by at first receiving the knowledge which brings awareness will help us to reattune ourselves to that which is absolutely aligned to the divine light. Yes, to the light that is beyond the Parabrahmanda, the light that is eternal. This is what we are referring to, the eternal light of the divine. And it is only then when we are able, when we are serving truth, yes, when we are serving truth, it is then that the mind will start to polish up. The mind will become immaculate. The mind will become pure. Because it is being aligned and being served to the highest truth. It is where the egotism and the corruption of mind is discarded. It is where we abandon our selfishness and we begin to contemplate on the absolute truth. The divine awareness. And it is only then that we are attuning wholefully, truthfully to this radiant light of God, of divine. And it is only then that this love of duality begins to unwind. It begins to unwind because it's so deeply ingrained that you simply can't say, I let it go. It doesn't work like that. But by aligning yourself, and here today we're directing to the nervous system, the one that is constantly on response to the environment. Yes, and our nervous system is hijacked in duality. And to unwind that and realign yourself to the stream of divine, only then this hijacking that's keeping your nervous system anchored in duality will begin to unwind and open up only because you are aligning your nervous system to the absolute truth. It is not you as the personal will that does it. It is impossible for the person to do it. It only happens by the grace of divine and by you being absolutely in service to the highest truth that will help you to align to that light or to that shabd, the name or the word. And by serving that alone, this can start to unwind and unravel, and it takes time. It is not something that will simply happen. It will take time. It will take dedication of you being at all times, day and night, awake and aware. Because the moment you lose your awareness, awakefulness, you simply will spiral into unconsciousness, ignorance, forgetfulness of God, of divine nature. So the moment you fall asleep, the moment you become unconscious, you forget. You simply forget. You forget about that shabd, that true word, or in other words, that divine eternal light that you must always be aligned with. The moment you become forgetful, the moment you sleep, yes, the moment you become unconscious, the moment you engage with the duality, that is when you lose your true self, isn't it? So this has a lot to unpack. Okay, it's very, very deep. It's hardwired in humanity. It's not something that by meditating once or twice, it will simply unwind and reshape and rewire to the divine light. But yet, the moment we bring our conscious awareness to that possibility for us to align to divine light or divine sound, the word itself, and then it's to practice being in service to that until every moment is that. Whether awake or asleep, you're still awake and you're still aware. And you never forget. You never forget the truth. Because human beings are so deeply attached and emotionally attached to the Maya. This is what keeps and sustains this greatest illusion. The illusion, not that this planet, this Maya is here, but the illusion of you identifying with it as who you are. That is the biggest difference. Of you giving your power continuously to this emotional attachment to Maya itself. Because Maya itself is the core of duality. And you may think it's normal to act in a certain way in this world. But because there is not much from where we can be inspired and see the higher way, then we simply don't know any better. We simply have adopted a dualistic nature, believing this is the way it should be. No one questions it, everyone follows it, and because on a deeper level, there is not much you can do about it. This is why the nervous system has been hijacked. And there is only so much one can do alone. But once you start to awaken a higher consciousness within you, this gives you a much greater power of choice. This is one of the greatest gifts and greatest gems that opening to our highest consciousness gives us back. It gives us the opportunity, the option to choose. It's the option to choose what are you aligned with. Because you're functioning from your nervous system, whether you like it or not. You may have an opening of higher consciousness here, but what about your nervous system? It's still automatically functioning through you, whether you like it or not. You may have a higher opening of a realization, but still, where are you functioning from? Where are you aligned? And with what are you aligned? The alignment that functions at this level is functioning from the nervous system. It's where all the dysfunctions are. And so the nervous system has hijacked and limited every human being on earth to function in a particular program, which is not at all in alignment with divine, not at all alignment with truth. Even though you may have some insight, even though you may have some higher realization, but yet the functioning, the hardwired functioning is in a totally different place. And that is the greatest work, I must say. That is the deepest work. And through the years, I've had the opportunity to give the nervous system a lot more attention, because my nervous system had been through a lot. Growing up in the childhood years, it was not an easy healing in regards to the nervous system. So naturally, as I continued to grow, to mature, I always had a certain attention to work and learn more about our nervous system. I've explored ways that felt right to explore, to help people in not only healing the nervous system, but to actually align the nervous system to the truth, to the divine light. And as we bring that in togetherness, in union with the stream of divine, where from the background of everything happening in activity and everything happening in front, at the deepest level, the nervous system is plugged into divine light. And it is then where the true healing, the true alignment, and unwinding of this greatest hack begins. And what begins to unwind is this deep ingrained hardwiring programming system that made us believe that living in such a way of duality, giving so much power, being so emotionally and mentally attached to duality, became the greatest enslavery to humankind. And once you are able to truly stop and attune your awareness to your nervous system and have the ability to align that with the divine stream, then you start to see right in front of your eyes what is happening. How these ingrained functions of duality begin to unwind right in front of your eyes. And for that, one of the greatest practices is to not react. Because reaction, infusion with the duality of it all keeps you in it, and that places you off your center. Your center is divine nature. Your center is the eternal light of God. That is your nature, to be aligned and plugged into at all times. And just because you are willing to be here, aligned with truth, you begin to dissolve the greatest attachment of all. But for that, you must bring a great awareness so that you don't move, so that you remain plugged in, aligned to that highest truth. And whatever unwinds in front of you, do not react. Whatever unwinds in front of you is always going to be of the dualistic nature. And as it begins to unwind in front of you, you may notice, you may see how you functioned out of total absorption, identity with the nature of duality. Because that's all we have seen in this world. That's all we have been taught. But yet, you look around and everybody is off. No one is aligned to truth. Everyone has given that up, given that away, because of this great emotional attachment to Maya. we have invested way too much and has brought over humanity great pain and great suffering. And the only way is for us to serve the truth, to be the servants of God, in other words, and not for a single moment forget that. And then see for yourself what happens. And then it is when you are at all times drinking this divine nectar, living in oneness with truth, with immense clarity and it is then when the door to liberation opens up. Because no one is free functioning from duality. One may think that we are free of choosing what to do in this life and how to do it and where to go, but it's the function that is mainly functioning from your nervous system that is at play. And you may torment your body with extremes of self-discipline. You may practice intensive meditations or do headstands for long periods of time. But the ego will not be eliminated from within. You may read a lot of scriptures and sacred texts. You may do that. You may research all religions and spiritual lineages. But yet, if you are not serving the highest truth, if you're not aligned with the word, then all your efforts are simply being lost. You see, you can dedicate your life doing rituals, but what use are these rituals if at a deeper level you're still functioning and having love of duality? And what use if one is functioning and have the influence of functioning from the three qualities, from the three gunas? What use is that? Because you are not free. you're not aligned with the highest truth, which is way beyond the three qualities. It is only by aligning to the highest truth that you cut away this great bondage. And then this door of liberation is attained because you are serving at all times the highest truth. You're aligned with the divine light and sound, and you're aware of it. You can feel it, you can sense it. This upward stream of divine light can always be in you, aligned and united. It is when you are fully awake and serving that highest light truth. It is then also where we begin to unwind and burn through the karmas, because karmas are created out of ignorance, the cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect of all actions. When not in alignment with truth, there is a lot of consequences. And it is the result that we see out in the world. Severe consequences. Because we have not lived in truth. We've lived in attachment, in illusion, in dysfunction. And it's all hooked up in our nervous system. So when we meditate on the divine sound or light, we begin to purify the mind and further deeper the nervous system. And having a pure mind, of course, it helps. Having a mind that it's in constant conflict and battle is not helpful at all. Having a mind that is in self-sabotage is not helpful at all. Having a mind full of doubts and uncertainties and fears is not helpful at all. And yet these are the greatest struggles of humankind. These are the hacks that trap us to function in a certain way and be off the divine light, alignment, off the truth. So having a pure mind is very important for us. Purifying the mind so that the mind is not against you, but becomes a tool to support you in realignment to that divine light. And it is through meditation, remembrance of God, surrendering to God's will, and living, being at every moment awake and aware of divine. Because when you are aware, it is only then that you are aligned. Otherwise, you're not. Otherwise, you're off. And otherwise, your nervous system is being fed by what your focus and attention is placed upon. But with your choice, with your power of choosing, your nervous system can be aligned with that divine stream, and it will bring the deepest healing ever. Because your nervous system will begin to be plugged into the divine light. And that is where the core of nervous system work resides.